Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today we're doing a special MLB London episode, just in the run-up to the event.
Yeah, we'd start, well, tomorrow. They're practicing and such.
Yeah, we just thought we'd fit one in before we head down to London tomorrow morning.
Yeah, exactly.
So you look forward to it, Sam?
Yeah, yeah, it's the first ever in this country. And the Red Sox had to struggle over here on their enormous plane with a
Yeah.
restaurant here. It's a big effort for everyone.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing the stadium, to be honest, because yeah, that's quite impressive actually. Looking at that, I was quite impressed with what they've actually managed to do.
Yeah,
All the
and
pictures and stuff, because it was sort of, well, as soon as they announced it, there was loads of stuff about like how that's going to work, and like what if it's going to be actually like a normal ballpark, or it's just going to be ridiculous. And it seems like they've not done too bad a job.
yeah, there's quite a lot of people referring to the center field wall as the mini green monster, which is
Yeah.
doesn't really make
How
sense.
high was it? Was like what?
18
18
foot, isn't it?
foot. That's quite big, isn't it? But
It's only 380 foot from home
yeah,
plate, so they needed something
yeah.
otherwise.
I think it's going to be quite a hitter's park. Seems like,
Yeah,
but
which is
still,
probably a good thing, I
yeah.
think, for most people. I would quite
For
like if they were, two 1-1s that go 19 innings each.
well, I want one of each. I think
I,
that'd be
I
ideal. And also to show baseball off is having one of each would
yeah,
be
the
good.
diversity of the sport,
Although
and
probably to get new fans, high scoring is probably what people can find more interesting.
yeah, lots of big home runs.
Yeah, which we're probably going to get with the Yankees streak. Actually, like this is probably we're not going to have a low scoring one. I think, especially with the ballpark. And how are they still the streak still going? Is it?
I think so. And
How
the
many
other
is it?
thing
It's like
is,
29 games now or something.
yeah,
28 or 29.
the other thing is the pitching. We've not got any aces going.
Yeah, Chris Sale's not pitching,
James
unfortunately.
Paxton's not even pitching. Um,
But yeah, like
you've got Eduardo Rodriguez and Rick Porcello. I mean, they're both a bit up and down, and this Yankees lineup. I mean, that's going to be.
yeah, like we were saying the other day, it's probably a good thing that there's not Chris Sale's not pitching actually in terms of trying to sell it to other people, because although all the current baseball fans would like it, and like the baseball purists and stuff, people
Yeah,
like us would really like to watch Chris Sale pitch a no hitter or something.
yeah. I don't think anyone else is going to
I think
care.
people that are new to baseball, um, that would just put them off a bit.
And the other thing is because of the size of baseball here, it's not like um, say Chris Sale pitches like 8 innings for 3 hits and no runs. It's not like if the Patriots came over and won like 52-0 against someone, but you still get to
Yeah,
see Tom Brady and he's a superstar. I think
yeah,
like a lot of people, no, I don't know, but my suspicion is a lot of the people who are going aren't even going to know who Chris Sale is. So it's not like if you got to see him
yeah,
dominate, it would even be, well, we got to see him and he's
yeah. There's
famous.
yeah.
He's not like,
Well, there's obviously the group of quite like avid baseball fans in this country, but it's still small, isn't it?
yeah,
Still, like at most, it's going to be like if a couple of thousand people that are like really into baseball, I guess, at
yeah,
the game.
yeah, it's pretty. I mean, the fact that they haven't sold out and the game starts in like about 48 hours now,
Yeah,
I think like shows that the support isn't really there, and it was a big task. They're basically going. They were trying to sell 120,000 tickets every weekend.
yeah. That is the thing is that Bill mentioned is that it's still going to be the biggest attendance because it's just such a huge stadium for baseball anyway, even in
Yeah,
America. Even,
yeah, it's a
yeah, but
ridiculous like.
I guess that's the what they're trying to do, though, isn't it? It's like it's this year is like the start of it, so maybe you don't expect it to get sell out this year, but basically the idea is to build on it, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Every few
there's
years,
already
so it's sort of
there are already signs of that. I mean, pretty minor signs at this point. They haven't even played the damn games yet, but like BBC are covering it, and you're getting like the papers involved. So earlier today, I saw that someone who's like the West Ham correspondent for one of the big football websites was
yeah,
there. I think that it looked like they had a media day, like going around the venue, and like, I think some of them were doing batting practice stuff as well, and showing the food was going to be on offer. But even getting those people like a football website, obviously because it's West Ham Stadium, but even getting them like acknowledging that baseball exists is quite a leap from where they were like, well, 3 months ago.
Yeah, yeah. It's a shame, really, we couldn't like do some more of that stuff before.
Yeah,
Because there was that thing actually, wasn't there, the other week?
yeah. It's just unfortunately not be able to make it. It's kind of the downside of living way out of the southeast.
Yeah,
But then,
but it's going to be like
pints are
free.
cheaper here though, so I
Yeah,
suppose there's that.
quite a lot cheaper, I think.
Yeah, like about half the price, I think sometimes.
But we're going to have like 3 pretty solid days of it, I think.
What of expensive
Well,
or
expensive
of
and
pints?
baseball, but expensive pints and baseball, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be quite a test for people. That's the thing is like there are such long days for people who, if you're
Yeah,
not crazy about baseball or just
yeah.
getting into it.
I guess a lot of people are not going to get there as early as we're planning to on some of the days.
No, that's true. My one could like so I was reading Ken Rosenthal's article in the Athletic earlier about this. He's done a really long feature, and just little things they're doing. So instead of on the scoreboard having R, H, and E, they've got runs, hits, and errors.
Yeah,
And they're
because
gonna apparently they're gonna have like little explainers on the screens for certain stuff that happens.
well, yeah, that is quite a big thing. Because I mean, well, when we were just getting into baseball, to be honest, when we first went to a baseball game in America, I remember, and basically we hadn't watched it before,
Yeah.
hardly, and it's like even all the stuff like that when there's just letters,
Well,
or like
yeah.
all the stuff, and it's just letters, and you have to look up or ask
So,
someone like
so
what
the only one you can get when they show like their batting line usually is you see
yeah,
AVG. It's like yeah, I can guess that's average.
but I
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
what an
average
average is.
means. Yeah,
And OBP, like why would you know what that is?
yeah, I know.
Like, so I think it's kind of the problem. We've both tried to like sort of explain baseball to people or try and sit and watch it with someone.
Yeah,
And the other issue is whenever like someone says, "Well, what's that?" You then have to explain like 25,000 other things to them.
yeah, because it's like
Explain what that means. It's like, oh,
yeah,
why
this
do they
word you
stand
have
on the
to
base
use
to get
this
them out
word
that time?
that
Yeah,
but then you have to explain what that word means, and like it's just there's basically very quickly you can go down a massive hole of getting, and then you realise that baseball is actually very, very, very complicated,
yeah.
even just the
And
rules.
and so that's my one. Well, it's not really a concern because it's sort of like I think I have enough faith in like baseball going to the ballparks about the game day experience. Like that sounds like that's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
The one thing is if you're completely new to it, I think watching it in the stadium isn't the best thing, even
yeah,
if they put explainers up because like you just can't see everything that happened.
yeah.
Um, but then people got
I'd assume that
iPhones.
most
Look it up.
people wouldn't be completely new to it. I mean, but might be some people. But I'd saying there's going to be the group of people that are really into baseball and watch it all the time. But I think I don't know. I reckon most of them will have seen something on TV, or even if they're going, they will have
Well,
watched some stuff on TV
that's the
and
thing.
looked some
Particularly
stuff up or
with the
something.
price of the tickets, it's like even
Yeah,
if you've got the cheaper end, like 60 quid tickets, and you've gone, yeah, let's go as a group, we'll try this out. You'd hope you'd at least try to grasp some of the rules before you go,
yeah.
if you've invested that sort of money in it.
Although
Or they just want the hot dogs.
yeah, well, that is the thing as well with going to a ball game, isn't it? That's the big thing in America, really, with a lot of the ones that actually get fans going all the time, because some of them just don't sell out
Yeah,
ever. But like, well, like the Giants, for example, there is a lot of it is it's like a day out, isn't it? It's
yeah,
basically like a big festival, and there's like just loads of food, different sorts of food you can try,
yeah.
and
Like stuff for children to go and play on and that kind of thing.
yeah.
Uh,
And it
I, I,
seems like they are doing that. There's going to be some of that sort of stuff.
it sounds like they're going quite big on that. Um, it won't mesh quite as well in a bowl stadium as the Olympic Stadium is.
Yeah,
Because the thing with it is that you just like walk around
yeah, like
and
quite a lot
you
of
can
the
still just like
ballparks you can sort of walk around and
yeah as you go
see
around.
the game quite a lot.
I know quite a lot of people, baseball fans, don't really like it being compared to cricket, but I think there's the same feel as at cricket grounds. Is that
Yeah,
most of the time you're sort of always within like a few steps of being able to see a bit of the game.
yeah,
But you're also a few steps away from like going and whatever it is going to a virtual batting cage. Like, is this thing where because of the pace of the sport, sitting there and just staring at it the whole time doesn't really work?
Yeah, and also because it's constant. It's not like well, it's not like a football match, for example. At half time, you get
Yeah,
everybody goes and gets food, and then it's like everyone it's busy for 50 minutes, and everyone goes back to seats. It's just there's not really time between innings to go and get. So you're gonna have to miss some of the game to get food or
yeah.
whatever. So it's just gonna be it's sort of just constant people like getting up and down and stuff. But yeah, it's like it's a different experience to football match and stuff. But yeah, I think that's kind of the big thing that would that is going to draw people in, isn't it? Is the
What, the
idea,
day out
the
thing.
day out idea of it. Although I
Yeah,
guess that's not exactly that helpful for getting fans of baseball that are going to watch it on TV and stuff. But I guess the hope is you kind of draw people in with that and maybe actually get them into the actual sport.
it's so the baseball experience I think is similar to a lot of the mass following of the NFL has come about from the Super Bowl. That the Super Bowl has become like this thing where people have a huge party. Bars stay open late to host a Super Bowl event.
Yeah,
And then there are a lot of people who basically follow the Super Bowl. But that's obviously has converted into some NFL fans.
yeah,
Is you watch, I don't know, you see X win the Super Bowl or someone loses it, but
yeah.
you get
It's
drawn into it
basically
and then you watch
the
them
Super
next
Bowl
year.
has become like an event that people that aren't even into any sport will go out and have a party, go
Yeah,
to a Super Bowl party or
and a
whatever,
lot of those people don't really follow NFL, but that's
or even
fine.
follow any sport. Some of them
Yeah, but then some
it's
of them
just an event, and it's sort of
it does suck some people in, and I think that's what they've got to be hoping to do here is that like I don't know, whatever percentage it is, go and just enjoy the day out, and that's great. Maybe they buy a ticket next year, but don't really pay
yeah,
attention to baseball. But then there's going to be some people who go, I really enjoyed that positive
yeah,
memory of baseball. Going to go and now like watch it when it's on BT Sport or something.
yeah. They're definitely doing it properly, aren't they? They're not half-assing it at all with like all the other stuff that's going on, like the what's the place where
London
the
Yards.
London Yards place where it seems like they're taking that over for like
Yeah, and they're bringing over. It looks like the Yankees have brought over a load of their former players as well.
yeah,
Obviously, Alex Rodriguez is here for the broadcast. Like,
yeah,
I think that was the big thing when it was announced. Well, when it was first announced an idea, the teams clearly mattered, and that's what Ken Rosenthal had that in his column as well about with people he'd spoken to. They'd said that was it was never a question of if we send like two tiny market teams over, we have to do it properly if we're going to do it. Um, and the other thing what they were saying is because these were meant to be the rivalry games at Fenway, that means they owe Boston more money because they pay Boston for losing home games.
oh right.
So they pay them something like 3.5 million per game
Well,
for losing home revenue.
that seems like a lot.
Yeah, it does.
I
But
guess
obviously,
that's how they pay for that plane. I mean, not that they can afford anyway, but
well, quite. But if they brought over like if they brought over smaller teams, they would have been paying like a percentage of that to the
oh
team.
right,
And
yeah,
it's got even that. That's what I mean is that that's a sign of that they were not pissing about
yeah. I
really.
mean, like that. Well, obviously the whole event is a loss, isn't it? I mean, as the event on its own, they're
Well,
doing
it's the silly stuff where people are saying they're doing it to try and make money. Long
yeah.
term, they are. This is a massive
Yeah, I
loss
think that's the
leader.
slightly stupid thing though with making the tickets so high. Like they could have even made them just a bit lower.
Yeah,
I know, take like I don't know, take like 20% off all the ticket prices.
yeah,
And I think that'd make quite a big difference.
yeah.
And it's like because they're gonna lose loads of money on it anyway. I don't really see the point in them
No, it's
doing
like
that.
they were trying to get some revenue back, and it was like it's still going to be a drop in the ocean compared to what you're losing. The whole
Yeah,
idea for this is them trying to grow the sport, and particularly the kind of there is a bit of it which I think is fighting with the NBA and NFL that
yeah,
they're not doing that well in America, and those two are now like well, basketball is huge all over the world,
yeah. I mean, it has been for a long time, hasn't it?
and the NFL has taken a market share here, has it, quite quickly, really.
Yeah, yeah.
So is
Because
the
the NFL is sort of unlike the NBA. I think is actually it's mainly big here, isn't it? Compared to other
yeah
countries like the rest of Europe, it's not as big as it is here. Whereas and the NBA is almost the other way around. It's
yeah
like the NBA is like relatively small here
well yeah
compared, but
yeah I think they we're kind of like on the list of European countries into basketball.